Hi everyone, I'm Karina Celis and today I'm going to talk about linguistics and error analysis theory. Let's start. What is linguistic? Okay, linguistic is the scientific study of languages. It works on a specific language and its main purpose is to understand the nature of a language by asking the following questions. What distinguishes human language from another communication systems? What features are common to all human languages? And the last one, how are those modes of linguistic communication, speech and writing, related to each other? Now, let's continue with the linguistic branches. First of all, linguistic is a phenomenon with many layers from the sounds that the speakers produce to the meaning of these sounds expressed. So this is I'm going to mention the most common linguistic branches. First of all, semantics. This is the study of the meaning. Let's continue with morphology, that is the study of words structures. Let's continue with morphology, that is the study of language sound system. Morphology is the study of the categorical organization of the speech sound in language. Syntax, that is the study of linguistic units later than a word is constructed. And the last one, pragmatics. It highlights the study of meaning in the interrelational context. Now, applied linguistics is a branch of linguistics that involves investigation, identification, and providing solutions from real-life issues related to linguistics. Now, I'm going to mention some purpose of this branch. First of all, to study the second language and foreign languages learning and teaching process. Second one, investigate problems related to languages, learning and teaching process. And finally, to find some practical solution of some steps or tips to solve to overcome those problems. Now, related to error analysis theory, I'm going to mention the most important points. First of all, this theory was established in 1960s by Stephen Pitcorder as an educational strategy to identify learners' first and second languages errors. And also, this theory points out that students usually take their mother language as a reference or usually takes their mother rules language to learn a new language. And finally, error analysis identifies the differences between an error that is systematic and mistake in which added. How can error be classified? That's easy because you can divide error by basic types. For example, omissive, additive, substitutive, and related to word order. Also, errors can be classified by the level of language. It's mean phonological errors, lexical errors, and pragmatic errors. And finally, regarding the communication interference, global error and local error. This is my core linguistic corpus. Domino effect is a short paragraph, but I decided to divide the the paragraph in short sentences because in this way it's easier to identify the errors. So let's start. In the first line, the student used people struggling. For me, where I consider this is a syntax error because the author doesn't follow a right structure to express this idea. The right way is using a discuss markers to clarify the action that the noun, the principal character, is going to do. So I consider this is the source the sources of this error is related to interlingual. Why? Because the students follows a Spanish one sentence structure instead of an English sentence structure. And obviously because a linking word is missing. It is necessary to include linking word or distort markers to connect the ideas. And a possible solution is to use the remediation input provided recast because the teacher is going to require the student to reformulate the structure of the sentence, and in this way the student is going to realize what is the issue here. The second one, in this line, maybe the student is trying to use a demonstrative adjective, in this case this, but a morpheme is missing. So the right way to express this idea is this must be, but including a H. So this is a morphology error. Why? Because as I said before, a morpheme missing within a word. For the remediation, we can include input providing with an explicit correction because the teacher is going to point out, the error and correct using metalinguistic comments. Okay, let's move on with the third one. Achieve made this. This is a syntax error. Why? Because the authors or the students used unnecessary information. In this case, the verb make. So it is necessary to remove that verb and just use just you can use to achieve this you need da 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 da. So this is the source of this error is interlingual. Why? Because this is related to a Spanish transference. So the student expressed his idea using the same expressions as in English, in Spanish, as in English. So input provider recast too. Why? Because the teacher is going to reformulate the structure of the sentence. And obviously he can emphasize the unnecessary use of the verb make. Let's continue with the line number 4. In this case, I found some pragmatics and punctuations mark mistakes. Well, I mentioned pragmatics because I consider that if you think that something is amazing, you don't need to use the adverb really because it could be classified as a redundancy. So please don't put the adverb really before amazing. Just remove that adverb and write amazing. That's good. And also punctuation marks because the missing of subcommas affect the gist of the sentence. So it is necessary to add some commas in this part besides this comma and this in these videos comma. And this is an interlingua. The source of the errors are related to interlingua. And to overcome this mistake, it is necessary to use input providing and explicit correction. And finally, number 5, I consider that this is a lexical mistake. Not because the gist of the sentence was affected by using this expression, not just because you can include some formal expressions, adjective, advanced vocabulary to sounds more as a native speaker. So I replaced very popular this expression with fascinated. So as I said before, this is a lexical mistake. The sources of this mistake is interlingua, because it's a issue within the foreign language, and a possible solution for this mistake is a elicitation, because the teacher will give the students some specific steps to link their ideas. And that's it.